So we back with another video. Today we giving y'all a special one. Now I'm gonna kind of give y'all a couple little diversions, I guess you can say, for the channel. But we get into the end of the year list, the top 10s. Now expect a lot of top 10s at the end of the year. Now I usually do like an end of the year ox battle of all the best songs of the year. I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore because that's just straight copyright. I'm not getting anything out of it, and they don't usually do that well. But it usually be a pretty fun video to make. But if y'all do want that, I will. But today we gonna be giving y'all the top 10 songs. Now you can think about this as like the 12 days of Christmas. I don't know, cause it's gonna go beyond Christmas. But cause I'm kind of trolling my uploads, I should be uploading a little bit more frequently. But we're gonna try to get ahead of this a little bit. Today we're gonna be doing the top 10 songs. You can think of what else we're gonna do music. You can think what else we're gonna do anime. Just expect some top 10s. So yeah, if y'all do want more, make sure to like the video, subscribe. I did my all-time video. That was an outdated like repost that I had to make sure I got on this channel. I did the albums. That was an outdated repost. I may do an updated version of that next year. But yeah, if y'all do want more videos like this, more top 10s, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff out the way. Let's hop into it. Alright, so hopping into it now. When I did the top 10 songs and the top 10 album, I did one song per artist and one album per artist. Now, in 2025, I said this last year. I don't remember if I said it in 2023. I think 2023 was when I started to see the downturn of the quality of music. It's becoming more quantity instead of quality. And a lot of people have said that about some of my favorite artists for time. But in terms of the overall landscape of music, especially some of the genres I personally listen to the most, that is definitely the case. Now, today, we're not going to do the one artist because I usually don't do that in general. But also because if I only did that, this would be a 10 times. It's a hard list to make already because I genuinely think there's about 15 to 20 songs that you could genuinely say is in the top 10 because there's two albums that in my opinion are heads and shoulders above every album that came out this year. You could even throw in a third, but in terms of one that's not even in that convo, it has some of the best songs overall in the year, no debates. So that's just what it is. Now, this is gonna have honorable mentions and a top 10. Let's get straight into the honorable mentions. Now, hopping into the first honorable mention. Now, this album is one of my favorite albums to come out the whole year. I would argue top 5 easily, and I had to go with Yeat, Come and Go. This song right here, from the moment I first heard it, I knew it was the one. It was amazing from the first listen, and it aged fantastically. One of the best catchy songs that's come out in recent memory. D on this tape really got me confused on how he gonna be able to top it, but I've been seeing what he doing. He getting like the Astro World vibe, like he trying to make this like his Astro World. He trying to make this like his My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, working with like all the elite producers, working with some of the best artists in the world. I think Yeat coming crazy with that album, cause the little snippet album, a little preview album, he went stupid with that, and I think that genuinely could be his best album. And Come and Go is like the key piece song of it. Is it Yeat's best song ever? No. But is it his best song this year? To me, yes. And there were some other songs you could even debate it off that joint. The reason why that album is so good is because it's so many good songs on it. But with that being said, I had to go with one song off of it because I do think that in terms of songs, I think it's a very good year for songs. In terms of albums, that's a little bit more debatable. And then we're going to talk about that when we talk about albums. But first and foremost, first honorable mention, Come and Go. Next honorable mention had to go to my man Carti. Now, Carti honestly thought would have had a lot more songs on here. But this just goes to show that, in my opinion, Carti didn't have the greatest album this year for me. But this is a song that wasn't even on the album. This was just an extra little low-key song. Now, this song has a lot of different names because he dropped it on his IG instead of being on the album with some more. This song, I ain't gonna lie, when I first heard it, I genuinely got mad because I'm like, bro, you got songs like this that you ain't even putting on the album? That's why I'm thinking like that's like the Decoy album. Because, you know what I'm saying, I'm a big Carti fan. Going into that album, I had crazy hype, crazy expectations. And I do think when you have these high expectations, it control your experience with these albums. I won't lie. But we've seen where that doesn't matter if the music is that good, which we will talk about later in this video. But some more by Carti. In my opinion, it kind of giving me hope for Baby Boy for what it can be. This is one of the best songs he dropped all year, and you can tell he even believes that because it's not on the album, and he's performing it like it's part of the album. So I do think Some More is one of the best, but it had to come in at honorable mention. And then next, this one was really fighting tooth and nail to be in the top 10. But last but not least, if you know how I feel about this album. I do think it is underrated. I don't think it's like a top 5 album that came out this year, but in terms of the top 3 songs off of it, it can really punch with any of this artist's catalog in terms of some of his better songs when he's gone. Now, when it came to trying to figure out the second and third place, but I think there is a surefire number 1 song off this album when it came to this collab tape with Party. But I do think When He's Gone is genuinely just a perfect Party Next Door Drake collab song. It's a great extension to their series of fantastic songs that they have in their catalog together. So I do think When He's Gone was a good song. I just don't think that in terms of the other 2 songs I would pick, I think there's just better moments in the song, and just overall I probably just rather listen to those other 2 songs. And I just had to find like a little way to try to make the order make some sense for me. So yeah, coming in at number 11, the last honorable mention before we get into the top 10, When He's Gone by Drake and Party Next Door. Then coming into the top 10, hopping into the top 10. Now, honorable mentions, we had a Drake song, Party Next Door song. Then we had, before that, a Carti song. Then the song before that, we had a Yeat song. Hopping into the top 10, the first song in the top 10, Drake and Party Next Door. Again, I do think that this is just a Drake song, though, pretty much. Raining in Houston. Now, Raining in Houston. This is one of the, like, bro, Drake been doing this for years where he got these late night, you can make it a slow, people be doing slowed and reverb and making the songs 10 times better. This is one of those songs. This is one of those ones that if you in the right mood, you in the right setting, this joint is 10 out of 10. Now, the issue is, the knock I gave it, why it's not higher, is because outside of those settings, it can be good. It don't hit that same. So I think it's more like if we talking about the scale of songs overall, it's more like an 8, maybe 9 at the most. But when you are in that setting, man, perfect. But yeah, I had to, like I said, I'm grasping at straws because, like I said, I do think this was a crazy year for songs this year, bro. Like, in terms of some underground artists coming up, high-key artists, some of the greatest artists, and then a group coming back for the first in a couple years. So, Drake, Raining in Houston, comes in at number 10. And then coming in at number 9, you people gonna be like, bro, you biased, you a Drake fan. Bro, I'm gonna keep it being, bro. If music is good, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. And this is pure case. Now, this song off the Clipse album, honestly, I could have went with, bro, like I said it, I'm gonna talk about it in the album. I could have put about the first 6 or 7 or 5 songs off the album could have all been on this list. And all of them could have talked to any of these songs that's below it, and even this song. But this was my list, so I had to put this song at number 9, The Birds Don't Sing, the intro. Now, I don't know what it is, but the Tiny Desk to the little Red Bull joint that they did, it's just everything that they've done for this album and some of the songs off this album, it just makes everything just age so much better to me. And I think that this is genuinely one of the most well put together songs in terms of production, rapping, chorus, replay. It has everything. And even John Legend does a fantastic job on it. So everybody that's a part of this song, genuinely, debatably a 10. Probably would go 9 on it overall. But coming in at number 9, The Birds Don't Sing by Clipse. Now is when the list. If you thought the Drake songs was crazy, ain't gonna lie, I don't think those are crazy at all. Those are some of the best songs that came out the whole year. Coming in at number 8 is where it does get a little shaky if you're not hip. 9 vicious songs are on here. Now, is this the only 9 vicious songs? No. Tell you that right now. No. Now, this is not even off an album. This is off a tape, the outro, a song. Now, man, I'll be lying if I told you, bro. The beat is doing a lot here, but 9 is I don't know, bro. It kind of is giving me it's kind of like when Carti was coming up. Like, people be saying we don't have that new Uzi, that new Carti, that new Thug, but it's not about being those people. It's about giving you that feeling of something new that they gave you when they were first coming up. And that's what 9 is for me in terms of, I guess he do nostalgia debate a lot in terms of the album covers, the beats. But I don't know if y'all noticed, he's not making the beats. Shout out to Ahmad, one of the best beat makers in the world right now. That's not even a joke, and he's very young, so the potential he got is crazy. But the combination that these two have and it is building, especially on their outros, wink wink, is just ridiculous. And a song by 9 Vicious had to be on this list, bro. From the beat switch, to the production, to the samples, to even just 9 just doing what 9 does on it, bro. It had to come in inside the top 10. It couldn't be an honorable mention. And I honestly could have put it even higher, but these next 3, you could really do any order. I don't know if you can put this one over a 6, but yeah. Then coming in at number 7 on the list, y'all probably like, bro, you only got one Clipse song. No, bro. It's one of the best albums that came out this decade. So clearly, and if I said there's multiple songs you could debate in that top 6, 7, 5, whatever you want to talk about, and there's a couple, maybe 1 or 2 songs after that you could really debate too. That's how good the album really is. And I had to put another one. Now, this is the one that, in my opinion, I thought got talked about for the wrong reasons. Like, I get the disses. The disses was, in my opinion, some of the bars that Pusha T had for Travis Scott was extremely corny. Like, bro was dead ass, like, talking about TMZ mid-verse. Like, the shit was straight gossip. Like, literally gossip. And that shit is corny to me. I will be honest. But the song, bro, this, hey, man, hey, bro. You can be saying the most outrageous, you can be saying the best bars all time if the beat ass, bro, that's a hard song to listen to at the end of the day. It's just what it is. But if you got a beat to this caliber, which is one of the best beats of the decade, not debates, then you got Pusha T and Malice doing what he's doing. Hey. And then the chorus is ridiculous. You got the beat switch is ridiculous. Everything about this song is ridiculous. And I genuinely think we're now getting into the 10 out of 10 song range. So be it. Coming in at number 7, by the way. 7, which is what I'm telling y'all. Bro, if I would have just did 1 song per artist, it probably would have been harder because, 1, if I would have did 1 song per artist, the quality of the list would have been far worse. 2, after I would have got past like 7 artists, that 8 to 10 would have been really hard for me. I'm not even gonna lie. It would have been like, I would have been having to throw in songs from Thug at a certain point, which is not something I really wanted to do. I really wanted to make this really my top 10 songs of the year. So be it. Comes in at number 7 on the list. And y'all thought I was done. Y'all thought I was done. If you was mad at the last one, you're gonna be mad here. Now this one though, all I'm gonna say is, bro, you may not know who this is. Just go listen to the music, bro. 9 Vicious comes in at number 6. Now, I almost put him top 5. Now, the reason why, him and So Be It, or Pusha T and, I guess, Clipse, I almost ended top 5 because I almost was like, okay, these songs is right outside the top 5, so I could just get a full top 5. I could just get a full top 5 of different artists and just push these next 2 songs down that I'm gonna have, which I am gonna actually, since I didn't do that, I'm gonna change the order. I'm not gonna do that for the top 3. I ended up doing that for the top 3, but I'm gonna change that mid making a video. But coming in at number 6, 9 Vicious, The End. Now, bro, the only reason why I didn't do that is because if I would have said The End was top 4, that would have in retaliation said that 9 Vicious had the best ending of the year. And I couldn't do that in good faith because of an album that came out this year, which we will talk about, which might be one of the best outros in music history, genuinely. But with that being said, 9 Vicious, The End, a song is a fantastic song. And there are some times where I would even put it into my mind, is this better? And then I'll turn on The End and I'll be like, no way. The End is one of the best underground songs I've heard, genuinely. I don't know if people categorize, like, I was listening to Carti for years before he ever dropped the tape. Like, I don't know if people realize this, but he was just on SoundCloud. He wasn't dropping no tapes. He was just dropping songs. And they had the little In Abundance mixtape. That shit was fake, I believe. I don't think that was Carti. And then he dropped the self-titled. But I guess he did have like Nicki Minaj and shit. And people be saying Travis was on there. I don't think people realize Travis was not nowhere near as big as Uzi in 2018. Now, once Astroworld came out, that's when Travis went crazy. But the year before, when he dropped like Birds, he was not selling like 500,000 and shit like that. He was selling, I don't remember how much Birds. It may not even sold fully 100. I don't remember fully. But Travis was not nearly as big in that year until Astro. When Astro dropped, like, yeah. But before that, no. I don't believe that, personally. But actually, I may be chatting because 2016 is when he dropped Birds. Bro, that Kylie Jenner gas he had at that time was crazy, bro. Like, he was moving right at that time. I can't lie. He might have been pretty, because that was 2018 when that dropped. I may be chatting a little bit. But, yeah, nah, Carti might have been mainstream. He might have been at that point. Because he had Magnolia, too, on the album prior. So he might have been mainstream. So I can't even say Long Time was an underground song. I'm trying to think of underground songs better than The End, though. That's a tough one. It might gotta be one of them Juice songs, bro. That like is Lucid Dreams an underground song though? That's the thing. Like, I feel like Juice blew up so fast that his songs, it's kind of hard to say if they underground. It's kind of like X. They both blew up so fast. I'm gonna just say, bro, The End, genuinely one of the best underground songs I've ever heard. I genuinely don't know how this brother has dropped 3 ridiculous EPs, and every single EP he dropped, the album was better, and he still hasn't blown up. Now, I get the entire situation that bro had or whatever. I don't know if he really did that or not. Now, I know I have heard a song where he's on that shit not being remorseful at all. So, hey, I don't condone that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the music, at the end of the day, the music, hey, bro. Hey, my hands are up, bro. I'm gonna stop talking before I get canceled. But yeah, The End comes at number 6. One of the best songs, one of the best beat switches, one of the best production. Ahmad, Ridiculous 9. Ridiculous comes in at number 6. And then coming into the top 5, you can kind of see how now, I'm gonna be real. This is the top 10, but people probably gonna be mad about the Drake selections. But this list would have been a lot different if I would have been biased. Like, this is as unbiased as I could be making this video. Because genuinely, I was like, I gotta put a Clipse song in here. That album is too good to not put one. But literally, I'm not gonna lie to you. 5 and down could have all been songs off this album. And you've noticed there's not been one song by The Weeknd on here. Coming in at number 5 Without a Warning. Now, if you would have asked me in February of 2025, what's the best song off this album? I probably would have said this or the song I got at number 1 on the entire list. Spoiler alert. But Without a Warning, bro. Oh my goodness. This is the epitome of perfect cinematic music. Perfect cinematic music. Oh my goodness. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I just remember. I forgot, bro. Nah, I gotta go to a Weeknd concert to see him perform this shit. Bro, Without a Warning was made for concerts, bro. This shit is ridiculous. That song, this, you could argue, is the best song on this album. But the fact that it's not coming in at number 1 says a lot about this year. Now, looking at this list, I'm actually thinking, what the hell am I talking about having this at 5? I might gotta move this one up, I'm gonna be honest. But because I already said it, I'm gonna keep it at 5. I'm gonna just move the one I have above it up. Because I ain't gonna lie. This is kind of crazy right now. I'm looking at this list. This is kind of crazy. But coming in at number 5 at Without a Warning by Weeknd. This song is ridiculous. The messaging, the thematics, the production, the Weeknd is stupid on it. And yeah, coming in at number 5 Without a Warning. Okay, do I want to stand on my top 3 or do I want to just do a real video top 10? I'm going to do a real video top 10. Number 4, in my opinion, the anthem of the year. This is the anthem of the year. The only reason why it didn't go higher is because I'm gonna be honest. That top 3 with one song per artist, it's not gonna work. Coming in at number 4, Carti. Y'all thought Carti wasn't gonna make the list? Come on, bro. Y'all stupid. But nah, I ain't gonna lie though. It don't matter what. Like I said this about Randy in Houston. You put you in a certain mood. You put that song on 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, gang. And you gonna sing every word. If you know, you know. If you really don't have no ball knowledge, then I don't know what to tell you. But coming in at number 4, we got Playboi Carti, Like Weezy. Now, Like Weezy, I seen a lot of songs off this album get gas. Me personally, I think Carti took a lot of steps back with this album. I think every album up to that point, he was taking a step forward in terms of creating his own sound. Every album, debatably on the first 2, but each album, he was getting more and more unique, if that makes sense. Whether you agree with it or not, that's a fact, in my opinion. Like, the first one, you can say what you want to say about some of the influences he had at the time. But by Dilate, he started to do his own shit more and more. And then Whole Lotta Red, we had never heard a rap album like that. And if you think that's not the case, then I'm sorry. I just disagree, personally. But then for Like Weezy, not Like Weezy, but and then for like this album, it's like it's a mainstream album. It's not really. I feel like the whole WLR, he was at the beginning of it, he got a lot of hate because of how different it was. I even didn't like WLR the first listen. It gave it some time. When he started performing it, it was getting better and better with every performance. And here's his history. That's one of the best albums easily of the decade. When it comes to this album, for the quality of music and I think another issue with WLR that's going to probably make it not last, but in terms of the aging, it has a lot of songs. But this one has even more. And it's not nearly as consistent or as high of highs as WLR. Now, the thing is, this is not an album-to-album conversation. This is a song-to-song conversation. When it comes to Like Weezy, at the end of the day, whether you like this album or not, you will come away from this album with at least a song. I will say that no matter what. And I honestly thought about putting Fuck on My DJ on here too. I did. It was either that or Come and Go. I could have low-key just put another honorable mention and that would have been straight. But I ended up just going with this and some more. Those are my 2 best songs that he dropped this year for me. And Like Weezy comes in at number 3. I honestly could have put Backdoor with Kendrick too. That was one of my favorite songs. It's a couple other songs like the forgot what the other song was called, but for the most part, I don't go back and listen to any of those songs. That's why this is a list based off me. Like Weezy, from the moment it came out to now, I still listen to that, and every time I listen to that, it does something. It moves me, genuinely moves me. One of the best songs in my opinion, Carti's career, genuinely. You could argue it could chat to any song off WLR. I'm not gonna lie. You could really argue it could chat to any song off of any of his albums except for Dilate, because Dilate has a special song. But at the end of the day, like I said, it was supposed to be top 3 because I was gonna do one song per artist in the top 3. But because Weeknd is just OD, we had to put it at number 4. Then coming in at number 3, people may be like, bro, you're biased to this guy. Genuinely, I'm gonna keep it a beam. I'm a Drake fan, and I really hate watching ox battles that involve Drake because people that do ox battles with Drake genuinely do not know Drake music. You'll see people do an ox battle and turn on guys playing a Hotline Bling. When it comes to Drake music, his best songs in his whole career, every album, you're never gonna find a Drake album where the hit of the album is a top 5 song off that album. The only debatable album that you can do that with is Headlines with Take Care. But even then, it's very hard to do so. So when you see people do these ox battles with Drake, and all you see them doing is playing the hits, and them hits don't even be like a top 100 Drake song in his whole catalog, it kind of blows me. But when Drake makes a song like this, hey man, when he makes a song like this, oh man, it just makes me happy. It makes me smile, bro. It just makes me happy. It makes me smile, brother. Spiderman, Superman, man. I'm gonna keep it a bean, bro. Everything about this song is for him to still be delivering songs like this. Like, I used to say this with Hours in Silence in 2022. For him to still be giving songs to this caliber, for him to still be giving us songs to this caliber, hands are up, bro. My hands are genuinely up. Now, like I said, I think there's a clear top 3 songs on this album. A clear. But I genuinely think there's a clear number 1 song off this album with Spiderman and Superman. Spiderman and Superman, from the outro where you get the, oh my goodness. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been listening to Take Care more recently because I low-key was kind of sleeping on Take Care because I was really confused. Like, I've always been like, Nothing Was the Same was his best album. And seeing Take Care go as crazy as it's been going this year, and apparently Views is passing it now. I don't know what's going on with his music in terms of people going back and listening to it. But, bro, that Take Care is stupid. And that doing, hey, that's all I'm going to say. Spider-Man Superman, bro, hey, bro, I genuinely don't know the flaw that you could find in the messaging. I ain't going to lie. Some of it you can say is not too relatable. Keep it being. That'd probably be the only flaw, but some of it is at the end of the day. So yeah, shout out to Party Next Door too. I kind of was just talking about Drake. I do think that this could be debatably his best collab album in terms of Drake. And Spider-Man Superman, one of the best songs that came out this year, and a very, very stacked song year. So I just kind of tell you how high I even think of it in terms of Drake's own catalog. It's one of his best songs he's ever made, in my opinion. And I think we're getting to a point where every year we're getting one of his best songs he ever made. I think we made, 23, Drew Picasso. 2024, it really depends. It really depends. I think he was trying. I don't think he really had nothing you could really debate there. 2022, I already said it. Don't need to say it again. 2021 with CLB. I don't need to go too crazy on that one. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely one there for sure. 2020 is debates. And then on and on. So I'm not gonna make this a Drake Glaze. That's kind of already was, but for the most part, Spider-Man Superman, one of the best songs that came out this entire year, and comes in at number 3 on the list. And in the top 2, bro, I'm gonna keep it a beam. Both are off of the Weeknd's album. I was trying to do some politicking. Really, honestly, Without a Warning is top 3. Not even gonna lie. I just didn't want to go back and redo that top 3. Easily, and the only reason why I didn't put some other songs is because I do think that these are the top 3 songs off that album for me. Like, To Be Real, Reflections, Laughing, Enjoy the Show, the intro song. There's so many songs off this album I don't understand. Like, this is what I think I mentioned this in a different video. When people do this shit about the Grammys, I don't get how y'all value this shit, because for Weeknd to drop the masterpiece that he dropped for his finale album, part of one of the best trilogies in music history, and for him to be dropping an album, part of already one of the best trilogies in music history, for him to be ending that trilogy with arguably his best album he's ever made, and for him to be getting all these apologies at the Grammys the year prior, for him to be not getting a single nomination, and then someone that literally is boycotting to get a nomination, is literally the most spit in face I've ever seen. I don't know how people, and this, and I'm consistent with this, when it comes to all these awards in terms of sports, like the Ballon d'Or with football, in terms of the MVP in the NFL, the MVP in the NBA, at the end of the day, a lot of the times, these sports get it wrong. These sports get it wrong. And a lot of the times, when it's all so opinionated in voting, it's a lot of times that it's wrong. It's just not true. So, in my opinion, make your own opinion. Don't use my opinion. Don't use somebody else's opinion. Make your own opinion of how you feel about stuff. So, if you think this player is better than said player, go ahead. If you think this song is better than said song, go ahead. If you think this album is better than said album, go ahead. At the end of the day, all of this stuff, for the most part, is subjective. Now, I ain't gonna lie. There's some things that's not really subjective. Like, in 2025, if you still doing Mahomes, Josh Allen talks, Mahomes or Lamar, Josh Allen talks, like, how am I keep it? Let me stop rage bait. All right, but yeah, coming at number 2, I Loki just went on a crazy rage bait rant. I can't lie, can't cap. But coming at number 2, man. Now, there are moments where I think Without a Warning is better than this song. But the thing that kind of puts it over the edge, I couldn't say it was one. I could have arguably said it was one. Is the fact that this song is the outro to his career, and he tied it all the way back to the beginning. Hurry Up Tomorrow, the song. Hurry Up Tomorrow, beginning to the end. In my opinion, the thing about Without a Warning, I think is a better outro in terms of the song. But in terms of Hurry Up Tomorrow, it's a better outro. I feel like Without a Warning is the outro to the album, and Hurry Up Tomorrow, the song, is the outro for his career. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So, me personally, you could literally listen to Without a Warning, and that can just be the outro to the album. But then when Hurry Up Tomorrow comes on, you can tell it's like a different shift. It's like a finale. It's like the grand finale of like a, I don't know how to really best explain. I feel like that's the best way I can explain it. That's the outro of the song, or outro of the album, outro of his career. That's the best way I can explain it. I feel like Without a Warning does things better than Hurry Up Tomorrow. With Hurry Up Tomorrow, in my opinion, just has it's just a more important song overall, if that makes sense. So it's really tough. It's grasping at straws. Like I said, Without a Warning, I kind of trolled. Both of those, in my opinion, you could debate is over the number one song as well. But the number one song is just, that's genuinely one of the best songs I've ever heard. I'm not saying Hurry Up Tomorrow, Without a Warning aren't in that category as well. I do think that these three are just the three best songs that came out this year. But I did want to give Carti, because I think that is the anthem of the year. And I think Spiderman, Superman, one of the best songs Drake has delivered ever. So I do think those are deserving. I just don't think they're better than these other two. So I'm going to say that. But Hurry Up Tomorrow comes in at number 2. Then coming in at number 1 on the list, when I heard this song for the first time, when I seen the snippet, I thought that this brother was finna do something unbelievable. Bro, and this is what I was saying with the Carti shit. Sometimes expectations control the experience. But in my opinion, I had insane expectations for Utopia. In my opinion, Utopia surpassed my expectations. I think Utopia, for me, is his best album. It's debatable with Rodeo, but for me, for a lot of the things that he did on there, he did some of the best things he's ever done in his whole career, in my opinion. When it comes to Hurry Up Tomorrow, Kissland, in my opinion, for me, is my favorite album of all time. The best is debatable with some like 2 or 3 other albums for me, but that is an album I can go back and listen to at any time, any place, no matter what. And it's a vibe album. It's an album that puts you into a vibe, but no matter what I'm doing, no matter where I'm at, no matter if I'm happy or sad, I can go and listen to that album and I can be put straight into that vibe. It's like a movie. It's like listening to a movie. It's like watching a movie but listening to it. Hurry Up Tomorrow gives me that same feeling, but it doesn't. The only issue I say about Hurry Up Tomorrow in terms of comparing it to Kissland has like a thematic feel from beginning to end. This don't really have as much of a thematic feel from beginning to end. Instead, it's kind of like combining all of his eras into one album, in my opinion. And it works. And for what he went for, he did it, in my opinion, as good as he possibly could. So, yeah. Now, we're going to talk about that more when we talk about the album's next video. I'm here trolled that already. But we're supposed to be talking about The Abyss. But The Abyss, in my opinion, is arguably the best feature I've heard the decade with Lana Del Rey. And the production on this song is the best production I've heard of the decade, personally. Now, we finna be halfway through the decade, because at the end of this year, it's 5 years into the year, or a decade. So, we gonna be halfway, and I think I can easily say that Abyss, for me, probably is the best song that came out this decade. Now, the thing is, it can be in debates with songs that came out on this album. So, there's gonna be some songs that other people may not agree with this being this high. But for me, overall, this is my number 1 song that came out in the year of 2025. So yeah. Now, there may be bias. Y'all see my rapper tier list. I have Weeknd and Drake as the GOATs. But that's not really because of anything but the music that they've released in their careers. For Weeknd, and I talked about this in that video, for Weeknd to be this consistent with the quality, the effort, and the thing that's really crazy, I've talked about it with the Weeknd earlier. for him to do all this on this album, to drop a movie with it, in the movie, I'm gonna be honest, in terms of it being a movie, it's not a good movie. But in terms of it being, involving the album and helping the album, it's a good movie for that. It's not a good movie in actuality in terms of just it being a movie. But in terms of helping the music, elevating the music, I think it does do that, in my opinion. So, I think that Weeknd, he went on a crazy little run this year that people kind of sleep on. I honestly thought that this album would be a lot bigger. That's another thing. I thought that this album would be a lot bigger. After Hours was a huge album. And honestly, I did like a little ox battle before some things happened. So, I'm going to say that. With bro. And we was comparing, contrasting songs from After Hours and this album. And I was saying at the time, because this was early into the year when this album had came out. And I was saying that After Hours, in my opinion, is still better. But honestly, the more I listen to After Hours and the more I listen to this, After Hours was a lot more pop focused. It still had its R&B ties, dark ties, but majority of it was more so pop focused. That doesn't knock it, but that makes a little bit more sense why it was so much more popular than this album, where it does have pop songs, but then it has some really dark songs, and then it has some more so thematic songs, and more so build-up songs, and more so even hip-hop songs, and it has songs from all his different eras, really. So it's not too surprising that it wasn't as popular as After Hours or Starboy. Starboy, I ain't gonna lie, Starboy may still be his most popular album. That album is stupid in terms of the numbers it did, but for the most part, that's the video. That's the top 10 songs of 2025. Y'all do want more of these, make sure to I'm gonna try to get y'all one for the anime. That's gonna be kind of harder to make in my opinion, but I'm gonna try to get it to y'all boys. I'm gonna do a top 10 albums, but y'all can kind of see how that's gonna go based off what I said in this video. Without further ado though, man, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff out the way, man. Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. I'm out of here.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!